All right, first fish of the day. I just saw a bird. Just want to get him in the boat. There you go, folks. He comes in at me when you got one of these on board. That's size.
G'day, my name is Luke, and this is my wife Jen. And here are our two growing boys, Liam and Elliot. We've been fishing, boating, and exploring the pristine waters of the Fraser Coast for about 10 years now. So subscribe and come join the adventure. Morning everybody, Luke here. Thank you so much for watching again. If you're a return viewer, if you're a brand new viewer, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out. I've been fishing further up in Platypus Bay earlier in the week. Today I've decided just to come out for a few hours and hit a couple of the drains and creeks around the western edge of Fraser Island, south of Kingfisher Bay Resort. I'm going to use a different colour prong today, really light outfits, sort of that 1 to 3 kilo, 2 to 5 kilo sort of setup. And I'm just going to be casting into the drains and wherever I can see water coming off of the mud and sand flats. And I'll just use the old Terra just to move myself up and down nice and quiet like. If I don't have any luck on the soft plastic, I'm going to go to the little semi-hard vibes and see if they can get up a fish. If that doesn't work, I'll put my thinking cap on and see what happens. But all I'm chasing today is a nice flathead for dinner. Something around that sort of 45-55 sort of centimetre mark would be absolutely perfect. So let's get into it and see how it goes.
Okay, it's always worth filming the first cast. We had a fair bit of rain overnight. Most of that rain fell around Kingfisher Bay, Fraser Island, Kingfisher Bay sort of area. The water looks pretty clear. I can still see the bottom. Low tide is about now. And from past experience, I don't know, it's maybe just me, it might be a common theme, but I tend to find usually about an hour after low tide, just as it starts to push back up onto those flats, is really the best bite time. Just going to raise the old Terra slightly because we're getting into shallow territory. What I like to do is I like to start at where the big drain is and then move myself away from it. That's just my little pattern that I've got. I sort of try and pepper the edges. Any corners and things like that I'll sort of have a go at. And any, like you can probably see them in the distance where there's water, like really tiny little drains coming off of the flats. The mouth of each of those is worth a cast. Doesn't have to be a significant amount of water coming out to have a flathead just sort of sitting there trying to get an easy meal of potty mullet or whatever that's sort of stuck in that smaller water, shallower water. All right, first fish of the day. I just saw a bird dive right in. Just saw a bird dive just to the left hand side of the drain. And there's a bit of a splash, so I put a cast straight in there and I've hooked something. I suspect it's a flathead. I don't think it's very big. Having said that, he is staying quite low. It might be something else. They get quite lively once they see the boat. I know. Nice little flatty. I'm not going to muck around with this, I'm just going to get him in. Usually I'd put the camera under the water and stuff, but I just want to get him in the boat. Beautiful little flathead. Look at that. Hey? On the little prong. Whee! He spat the prong on me. So there you go, folks. He comes in at 52 centimetres. Beautiful little Fraser Coast flathead. I'm going to take this one home for dinner. Don't crucify me for taking home a fish for dinner. Hopefully I can get 1 or 2 of these. That's all I need to feed the family tonight.
and you saw how fairly simple it was to catch. I'm just lucky that you know, the bait was here and the conditions are just right. But low tide, an hour after low tide, 2 hours after low tide, look for the bait around the front of the drains, and always have a cast wherever you can see a bit of water running off the flats, and you'll see these little guys hanging around. Sometimes you get them much bigger. My personal best is 86. I haven't got anywhere near that in a long time, so, but these are perfect size for eating.
So I've switched to the Vibe. Ended up going down there about 200 meters, no taps. Switched to the Vibe because I saw some birds diving back at the drain. You can see the tide's come in a fair bit now. Cast straight into the drain with the Vibe. This guy isn't very big either. Dropped one. There's a little coddy. Coddy. In the landing net, in the shallows along Fraser. The size of him. Him. I'm about to find out. I'll just see when you got one of these on board. The size of him. Massive. So when the sun comes out, these drains are very easy to navigate. Very distinct sand and mud drain. You can see how dog legs right around. So I just follow them up and down. I saw a beautiful bat ray in front of us. And I look for ambush points along the way, fish the edges, look for the corners and things. I think I'm starting to press my luck though, because it's gone past 2 hours after low tide. The sun is well and truly coming out. I spent so much time trying to get that mud crab with the landing net. Every time I'd reached out to try and get him, he'd scoot under the boat and then he'd start trying to bury himself. And anyway, good sized mud crab. I've got a habit of doing that at the moment, getting distracted and instead of fishing, doing other things. There are turtles everywhere up here. I think there's another one. The bow waves they make. Really got to be careful where I'm casting at the moment, because I don't want to hook onto one of their shells. Alright folks, well I'm done for the morning. I've hung around a little bit longer than what I planned to. I've mucked around doing a few things that I didn't plan to, but at least I got feed for tonight. I'll definitely be coming down here more in the next couple of weeks, pushing further into the straits to see what's going on, trying to figure out where everything is again, and go from there. A lot of bait in the creeks and the drains. No prawns or anything, just lots of potty mullet and stuff like that. Water's pretty clear and conditions are pretty good, so I really can't complain. If you're looking for a place to come down and get out of the wind up in Platypus Bay and that, definitely come down to the Great Sandy Strait. Miles and miles to explore. Be prepared to maybe sit on a sandbank or something every now and again, like I did for half an hour this morning, but that happens and it's all part of the adventure. Alright, I'll see you on the flip side. Got a little I've got a speed camera now in the harbour, just over here, and it's making sure you're doing 6 knots and under, and then it gives you the thumbs up if you're doing the right thing. So luckily we're doing 6 knots, 5, we got the thumbs up. Join me next week as we pick a narrow gap in the wind and it is time to chase some tuna. Hope to see you then.